You may well find that an option on the Tools drop-down menu in gCADPlus is quite useful when you want to present the final design to the client. In this example here, let's imagine that you might wanted to produce some sort of section view through the design running from somewhere here on the left across to the right, and the section command can help you create the section quite easily and effectively. Let's pan up a little and give us some space to create the section. So now I'll go to Tools drop down again and choose that section command, and the prompt down here suggests input the first point of the section line. So I'll go from somewhere near here, the second point of the section, in other words the end of the section line, somewhere here. We've got polar on, so we'd take some care to make sure it's looking horizontal. And if we come now down into the command area, we're asked to input the radius of the circle. We're going to have a bubble at the left and right, so we can point to how big we want it or type a value. So I'll just point to indicate the radius like so, and there's the bubble being drawn at both ends. And we're now asked down in the command area to input the label on the start of the line. That's the label here, and I've set text style, and we'll type an A and maybe even A1 for the second, and there we are. So we've labelled now the line running through, nominated A to A1 for the sectional view, and you may have noticed a whole series of red lines appearing. I'll zoom in a little. They all radiate out from entities on the line, and we're going to build the section on those, in this case, red lines. I've also put them on a temp layer. If we come over here, temp 2, so I can turn that layer off when we're ready to develop the section. So these are guides. So in this area here, there's a fence there, so we know how high the fence is, maybe 1800, so we can start developing. Let's just pan up a little where I've generated a section for us, and here it is. Let's zoom in a little. There's the fence running through there. We move into this granitic paved area, through to some more paving, up some steps. Let me just pan down a little and we'll zoom in. You can see the section line just crosses the steps, then goes up to a raised deck area, then moves across to a lawn. Come in a lawn there, and then there's a clear glass screen around the pool. So there's the pool area there, and we've used gCADPlus's gradient to do a point gradient through it. So there's their section. What I'll do is turn off or lock, not sure, turn off, not lock, the temp 2 layer. It's a current layer, so let me make layer 0 current, and I'll come down here and turn off temp 2. The construction lines will all go. They are, in fact, they're gCAD entities or AutoCAD entities called construction lines. So there's our section running through here. So we're nearly ready to present this information in a series of sheets to the client. We can look at a concept view which just shows north and the scale and some sort of legend. So we're seeing where there's some parking, water tanks, lawn and so on. Planting details are shown on the next sheet. These are labelled 5 of 7 and so on. Here's the plant schedule. Let me zoom a window around that. These happen all to be on A3 sheets. So we're giving the plant schedule on the left, which has been automatically generated because every symbol in the design, every plant symbol in the design has been attached to a particular, if I click on this one here, this is Acacia cognata mini cog, and in fact in the schedule we've got an example of that species, and there are some other examples showing. Finally, here's our elevation view that we've just created, and the 4 main zones in the elevation are all shown, and then I've put some additional floating viewports with a fixed scale of 50 in each of these versus the not to scale version of the whole. Let me see if I can deselect that one, and it happens to be a view scale of 79, so if we had a legend in here we'd say main view, not to scale, smaller views 1 to 50, and so on. So I hope you will experiment with the section command in gCADPlus. It can help convey your design to the client.